Hi, I'm Kristen Davis, and I want to know, are you a Charlotte? We are here at Are You a Charlotte with the fantastic guest, Mario Cantone, and we are going to rewatch episode 109. It's called The Turtle and the Hare, and it is directed by Michael Fields. This is the second episode directed by Mr. Fields, who unfortunately I have no memory of. I'm very sorry, Mr. Fields. And it is written by Nicole Averill and Sue Kalinsky.
Who I did stand-up comedy with years ago.
Both of them?
Oh, no, Sue Kalinsky.
Who I think I've met.
Yeah, we worked together many times while Michael was at the club at the Improv.
Okay,
She was
so there's
part
a
of that
connection.
crew. Yeah.
Because this is the season when our writers weren't really with us necessarily. They had written in LA. Darren had a writer's room in LA, and scripts would come and we wouldn't necessarily meet them, unlike every other year, right? And Jenny, at this point, we rewatched last episode 108 with Jenny. That was her first, Jenny Biggs. That was her first episode. And she reminded me that she had been a consultant. She'd been brought on. She'd been that was her episode to write, and then she was a consultant. So it was her, Darren, and Michael in a room, which is kind of amazing to think about. And I hadn't really remembered that she had been around first season, which is kind of a...
Jenny, after Sex and the City, put me on 2 seasons of Men in Trees.
No way!
Yeah.
Oh,
which was very nice of her. She called me up. She was like, come on.
Yeah, she's the best.
She was great.
She's the best. Okay, so this is a very interesting episode.
Yes,
as
it is.
are all the episodes in the first season, right?
Yeah.
So as you know, all of us are in it. And then we start at this crazy wedding. Didn't it look like it was the 80s?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, because it wasn't the 80s,
No, it
but
wasn't.
I mean, the colors and the room and also we had no money. Like at one point, Samantha goes to a restaurant that's supposedly the talk of the town. And I'm like, what?
What is that restaurant?
What is that?
With the bar and the...
Yeah. That's like the saddest talk of the town restaurant I've ever seen. But we had no money in the beginning compared to, later and now, especially. But, luckily now we have people asking us to film at the super cool restaurants because we're still recovering, the restaurant business. But back in the day, not so much. No one knew who we were or what we were doing. So we begin at this wedding where a character named Brooke, not played by myself, a little bit confusing because I have previously played a character named Brooke for Darren, but no, it is not me. She's getting married, but Carrie thinks that she's getting married to someone who she doesn't really love. And this begins the thematic conversation of, is everyone in New York settling in their relationships? Which is a really good conversation to have. And a very, very important, I think, conversation to say, in my mind, obviously I'm single, but in my mind, you should never settle. Like, I do not think that you should settle.
No,
people are nodding at me. Yes. And I love, there's this one moment, I'm just going to talk to you about it now. I sometimes go out of order. There's this one moment where Carrie goes out with the bride after the wedding to return some wedding gifts. And she's still trying to figure out, like, is she happy? Is she not happy? What's going on? Is she pleased with her decision or not? If she doesn't really love the guy, which doesn't seem like she's passionately in love.
Yeah, she doesn't.
And she says something like, what does it feel like to be married? And the Brooke character says, it feels like a weight has been lifted. And I felt that. Like, and isn't that crazy that I would still feel that today in 2025? And I know that things have changed about this, but like, we are so socialized that you have to be paired up in whatever way that is. It might be married, it might not be married, whatever it is. It is a social situation where people want an explanation if you are not paired up.
Oh, sure.
And it is stressful.
Yes, I'm sure it is.
Right?
Yeah, especially for, I think, well, back in my day, especially for straight people. People gay, they were like, whatever.
Right, but then gay marriage became acceptable. And I don't know, do you feel that pressure now? You've been married for a long time.
I've been married for a long time.
Do you feel like that pressure exists?
No, I never
men?
felt that pressure because I'm a coupler. I definitely was always a coupler. I wanted to be with somebody.
Right.
But when I met Jerry, it was, 1990 I met him.
Wow.
And I was with someone else at the time. And then we were friends for a year and a half. And then when I broke up with my ex, we started to get together like 6 months later. And it just accelerated into that. But I didn't settle. I knew.
Yeah.
I was like, I know.
Oh, he's awesome. You didn't settle at all.
No.
Okay, so wait, So first of all, let me talk about how we look at the wedding. Because what's going on with all of our hairs? My hair?
It's so, you look, the
what's
four of you in
happening?
that corner with all the big
We
hair.
look insane.
And it is 80s.
Right?
It is 80s.
And Kim's got feathers in the back of her hair?
Yes.
I've never seen that.
No,
what were we thinking?
And you looked all kind of like there was a slight like punk thing going on too.
We're wearing black,
like grunge,
and we talk about like that. And then when they cut twist at the kids' table,
Yeah.
oh my
so
god,
funny.
I almost fell out because this still happens to me. I mean, it's rough to go to a wedding at this point because I'm like, if I have to sit with those children,
Oh no,
I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do.
You don't want to do that.
I don't really
Nope.
want to do that. But, sometimes people do get married and I do feel like I should go. So we'll see. But I have one coming up. I'm sure she's not. I mean, if I'm sitting with my own kids, it's okay.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Well, don't you hate when they mix you up too? They'll put you
if
next
they
to the
separate
person
you,
that you came with. I'm like,
that's
why are
not
you
right.
doing that?
That's not right. Yeah, no, that's not
I
right.
want you to get to know people. I don't want to
Weddings
get
are
to know
a
people.
situation. You know what I mean? Right? They can be. But anyway, we're at this woman Brooke's wedding and we're at the reject table, which is like so harsh. It's so harsh.
Yep.
We've got kids and then we've got this man, Bernie Turtletop, who's kind of hysterical. He's
great.
known for good investments, but bad breath. And I'm really happy. I mean, first of all, Samantha has this whole storyline with him that I found kind of perplexing. I don't remember this at all, right? But I was like, since when does Samantha try to like fix anyone up?
And settle.
Right.
Even if
but
it's a
then
few
luckily
dates.
she
No, of
comes
course
to her
not.
senses.
But she kind of
But
tried
it's
it.
definitely different than we see later.
Absolutely.
Like it. I also thought like, oh, Samantha also is getting kind of worked out, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't ever remember that. I don't ever remember that. But the nice thing about when she takes this guy out, she dresses him differently and whatnot, and she tells him that he has bad breath, and he says very sweetly that he's taking these Chinese herbs, which I totally relate to because I have many times in life been taking Chinese herbs, and I probably had Chinese herb breath. I don't know, but he very sweetly says that, and she's like, "Oh, we can work on that," and it's kind of sweet of her. You know what I mean? Like she's very kind of motherly.
Yeah, she is
to him,
and she actually wants to better him.
I know.
She's buying him helmet
and then
Lang
she gives up. He's talking about those mushrooms for too long.
and then she's
Okay,
done.
he's analyzing the mushrooms in his dish. And there's like 6 possible mushrooms it is. And she's maybe no one cares. She says really sweetly also, really sweetly. And he's like, maybe it's chanterelle or whatever it is. And then she's like, I'm out, which is really made me laugh. Really made me laugh.
Very funny.
But that was a very departure type of a Samantha storyline, I felt, right? Also similar to when, I mean, not similar, but kind of similar. Earlier in the episode, she comes to I take her home because she's drunk and she sleeps with my doorman.
Yeah. Yes.
Also, I mean, very Samantha, but also it's funny to see her drunk and like not together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Charlotte's trying to take care of her, which is kind of cute.
Yeah.
And then this is the rabbit storyline when we actually went to the pleasure chest and filmed.
Oh, that's right.
We're at the pleasure chest.
You know what's funny about this episode? I was rewatching it and I had just seen it.
What?
Coincidentally, I had just seen this episode on HBO.
Oh, wow.
Maybe like a month ago.
You're kidding.
And I was rewatching it. And I was like, wait, I just saw this.
Wow.
Because I remembered you being addicted
rabbit.
to the
I'm addicted to that rabbit,
to
man.
the rabbit, to the
a
vibrator.
departure for Charlotte.
A very
departure
I
for
agree.
Charlotte.
A very different thing for Charlotte.
Charlotte is
and
like
that's what I thought when I saw it.
That's
what I thought when I saw it about a month ago.
I just remember this was my
can't get out of bed.
No, I know, and my hair's a mess.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm wearing green silk. What the heck, man?
Yep.
And you see like a lot of my apartment, which is not how my apartment was later. And I've got a big wall of books, which I think is super awesome.
Yeah.
And where did those books go? Because now in Charlotte's apartment, they're all white. They're wrapped in white paper. Yes.
It's just a design.
So Charlotte, I know. So Charlotte. Anyway, back then they were all their real bindings, which is cool. Charlotte was interesting. But also kind of mysterious. You're like, where's the real, or who's the real Charlotte?
And where is she going? And what is she going to turn into?
Right. I mean, and we of course know.
Now we know. Yeah.
But back then, I don't think she knew, right? Because at first she's like, no, a vibrator's not going to take you out for your birthday.
Oh, yeah.
A vibrator's not going to say I love you. She's like, gives them a little speech at the very sad coffee shop.
Oh, yeah.
We're at the real coffee shop in Long Island City, that kind of scary coffee shop. Sad and scary. Do you remember?
No.
Yeah.
I remember the coffee shop, but I didn't know if it was a set or not.
No, the coffee shop is not a set. It's a real place
coffee shop
in Long Island City which like in the middle of the warehouses that used to be there.
She was saying that, it's not going to say I love you. And then all of a sudden she's addicted and she's canceling on them.
I know
and they had to do an intervention.
And she's a bad liar, which is
she's
me.
The worst liar.
So me. I'm a terrible liar.
Great.
Terrible
It's
liar.
great.
I know, and they come and they bang on my door.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
And then they grab the vibrator, which I thought was brave.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, they
hilarious.
were, and I do vaguely remember some conversation. I vividly remember being at the Pleasure Chest because I'd never been to the Pleasure Chest. I was like, I can't believe we're filming here. And we had to hold the thing up in our face, right? like you can, on film, you can't ever hold anything down here because then they have to cut to an insert, right? You have to hold it up. It's like right in our face. I was like, what? All of us, all three of us are just it's got the ears.
It had 2 prongs.
I know, it's a crazy situation.
Really,
it's a crazy situation. Yes, the rabbit was a big deal.
Well, I love the title, the turtle and the hare.
Turtle and the hare. I know. So I like that departure, but can I tell you what else pops up in my mind? This is what I do. I free flow my memory, and then I'm going to look at my papers.
Yeah.
Sarah Jessica and I are doing that yoga scene, and we're in the top floor of Silver Cup, which was empty at the time. So, like, if you were to look out those windows, you would see Manhattan in the distance, which we also filmed in last season of And Just Like That. And I believe we actually...
Was her apartment? Was it her
No,
apartment? No,
it was somewhere where we were supposed to be in Brooklyn. I can't remember what thing it was, but we were supposed to be in Brooklyn so we could use the skyline.
I remember also what I did, the scene I did with SJ, Sarah Jessica, when she was going to buy that apartment in season 2. That was on top.
They built it up
with
there.
the skyline.
Oh, the one with too much sun.
With the white one. Yeah,
totally. Yes, they built it up there.
So that was up.
That's the same floor.
The same floor, right?
Sarah Jessica and I had been a yoga teacher before I got Melrose Place. Oh. And we're up there and it's very cold. They have the air conditioning on too much. And I'm like, you guys, it's too cold. You have the sets are often too cold.
Oh, it's reason. Yeah.
They're having to do a lot of work. I get it. But we had to do yoga. And I remember saying, like, we need to warm up. We need to warm up. We need to warm up. But Sarah had been a dancer, right? So she's super limber. I'm pretty limber, and we're just doing our stretches. Sarah Jessica pulled a muscle in the back of her leg that I still feel bad about because we had to stretch, but you're acting, right? You're acting and you're not thinking. And I know she's very limber. And I remember just like doing the thing like we were supposed to do. And I just feel like I pulled her too far or something. And it hurt her to sit on it on a hard chair for years.
No way.
Like we'd be in a theater scene. You know how we had all those scenes like the fashion show, not that she was sitting with us, but we'd be sitting somewhere and she'd be like, oh, and I just feel terrible bad. I don't think she blames me, but I still feel bad. I still feel bad. But I love that scene.
I do too.
It's a really fun scene. And we look like little children, obviously.
You do.
Which is really funny. Okay, back at the wedding. We're at the wedding. I mean, man, oh man. I don't even know what to make of it. Like when you look at people, let's just talk about women right now for a second. Let's leave gay men out of it.
Okay.
Or gay women.
Yeah.
Let's talk about straight women.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there's pressure to settle and get married and have the big wedding and,
Yes.
Still.
I still do. I do. Mm-hmm. And you think times have changed, but I do. Also, there's, I don't know if there's social pressure. I guess there is some social pressure, but there's a lot of inner pressure that women put on themselves
because we've been socialized to expect
that this is
right
what it's supposed to be,
that it's going to make you happy.
Yeah.
If you had a friend that you felt was settling to get that marriage, would you say something?
No, I wouldn't. After they were divorced, I'd be like, I never liked them. But, beforehand, I can't
right.
do
No,
that.
It's too delicate, right?
It's
difficult. I know.
You really have to make sure, even if they don't get married, you have to make sure they are broken up and they are never getting back together again.
Before you say anything. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
You don't want to create problems.
No.
You don't want them to be mad at you, right?
Yes.
I know. It's rough though. Yeah. I don't ever say anything about anything because I don't really know what's going on in that relationship.
You don't know.
Right?
It's not. Look, and the rules to one's relationship is none of anybody's business.
And
there are different rules to different people's relationships.
That is a very, very good point. We cut back to Carrie and she's typing in her adorable way.
Yep.
I just love it so much. Then she calls Big and and she asks him, why did he get married? And I have to say I've been on a very big journey with Big rewatching the first season because I just can't believe how he is to her. Like he's just so
yes,
not giving,
at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until this episode, I felt like he broke down a little bit more. He's a little warmer
Yes.
to her. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Finally. Because I think also she's going through this whole thing of like, oh, I'm dating someone who never wants to get married again. What should I do? And she actually has to contemplate all of these things. And then he has to kind of like reach out to her rather than her always reaching out to him.
Yeah.
None of these things ever occurred to me when we were filming this before.
Well, of course not. You're seeing it
Totally differently.
Totally different.
I think because of the times, but I also think when you're in it, you're just trying to do it.
Yeah.
You know, you're just trying to do it. And Charlotte was pro big, so I was pro big.
During that scene when they called this a split screen.
Yes,
Very Brian De Palma.
it's true.
Or Pillow
Darren
Talk.
loved a split screen.
Yeah, it was
loved it.
And they talk that way.
What'd you think of that? Did you think it was weird?
Like, I immediately went, it's a split screen.
You loved it?
I liked it. I did. Look, watching it, like I said to you, I liked the tone of it too.
I like the tone of it so
like
much.
a
and
lot.
it flies by so quick.
It sure does. It's 22 minutes.
It's like bam, bam, bam.
Yep.
And then you're like, oh, I want more.
It's like, it's a short. It's 22 minutes.
It's very short. I know. And they get so much in there.
I know.
The writing's so good.
It's
So
good.
good. So good. Okay, so Carrie calls Big.
Yeah.
And she basically says, you know, why did he get married? And then he says he was a fool in love, which you're just like, what?
Yeah.
Really? At what age were you a fool in love? Because this is not who we know him to be. And then he says he's never going to get married again. And then,
which you see her gulp.
Exactly.
You see her shoulders
Which is also, I think, kind of surprising in a way because she's quite the girl about town.
Well, that's when you know that she
Is
really has deep feelings.
deep
for him.
feelings. I know, sweet Carrie. Then, so last week we found out that he had been married. Now we're casually finding out, but I do feel like this is how relationships are in the beginning, right? Like people just say stuff like, kind of like, of course, but in reality, you're over on the other side, like, what? This is a clue. This is a bad clue. Yeah. You know, like you're nitpicking. Not even nitpicking, but you're just like accruing details, right? Trying to make the picture together. Okay, so then the rest of us are not surprised to hear that Big doesn't want to get married. But I think this is a major bummer, which is so funny because this is something that I would say now. Oh, silliness. You wonder if they were paying attention to how I talk. I don't know. But then, of course, Samantha and Carrie are not surprised at all. And then she says, I wasn't even thinking about getting married until I was told I couldn't. And which I think is so true, right? Yeah. Like you're just on your own track and you're assuming that other people are possibly on that track too. And then you hear that they're not and it's a shock. Right? Because you're just kind of going about things assuming that there are possibilities, right?
Yeah.
But that's not always the case.
No, it isn't.
Right. But I do feel like that's a lesson that Carrie learns basically every week with Big.
Yeah.
You know?
And it fluctuates too with her relationship with him.
I know.
Just went back and forth through the whole thing.
I know. And like, God, how?
You rooted for them and then you didn't and you hated
Apparently,
him.
I only rooted for them. And now I'm like, why did I do that?
That's it.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's how it is too. I think like sometimes when you're too close, you're not objective.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And I also think that they have the chemistry they have and therefore you root for them.
That's exactly it.
Right. Which is also
why she ended up marrying him.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Just took a very, very long time.
Yes.
Very, very long time.
It took a movie.
It took a movie and then another.
Yep.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, but then we didn't. Yeah. Anyway. Back to the show.
Okay.
Back to the show. So then I say really adorably that I want my relationship to be based on honesty and communication, which I would still say in life and as Charlotte.
You would.
Right?
Sure.
And I'm not wrong.
No.
Like this is what a relationship should be based on, right?
Everybody wants that.
Well,
just don't always
not
get
our
it.
characters, apparently. Do you know what I mean?
Well, your character.
My character, definitely. And I think that's great. I'm like the mature voice. Which is amazing.
You're like the voice of reason.
I'm the voice of reason. And see, I never realized that in the beginning. I thought I was always so naive.
Well,
I mean, there's a way to look at it that I am.
You are.
Right.
But it's different. You're a little bit more conservative than that's what it is.
I'm conservative, right? But there's conservative.
Not conservative
also
politically.
saying,
I'm talking just conservative in
conservative
life.
in terms of like wants to get married, wants to have kids. There's very open about that. That's the goal. From the get-go, pretty much, right? And obviously we know that she comes up against some difficulties because of that, which is fine because I like that. So then, as my producers write, this is the start of a major storyline of Big not wanting to get married, which honestly, I hadn't remembered this either.
You don't remember?
Like, no. I mean.
Well, I don't either. But
because we were in it, you know what I'm saying? And I think had I remembered that, then what happens later would have made more sense, right? But I also feel, and I had Oliver Hudson on 2 episodes again. So sweet.
I love him.
And he's done a lot of work on himself, and he's also been married a long time. Yeah. And it was super interesting to talk to him about being a straight guy and what he remembers before he did, and also married, right, successfully married before, and how, scared he was of expressing his feelings and communicating openly. And then he learned how important it was and how you do feel so much more, you're much more available to love and all of the things that can happen when you're fully present and not, with the wall, right? But if you look at Big, the fact that he has this incredible wall up for so long and somehow she handles it.
She does handle it.
I don't even know how.
I don't know. You talk about rooting for someone and hoping they're going to change, which she actually did later on, but
I know
she waited a long time.
Right, but in reality, like now, we would say, like, don't try to change that person. He's not going to change.
No, yes,
people don't change.
People don't,
right?
Change.
Isn't that what we would
not
say
always.
now?
Yeah,
right. It's interesting. It's interesting, but I also feel like and I could be wrong, and maybe we'll ask Sarah Jessica about this when she comes on. I feel like yes, she wanted what she wanted. But at a certain point, she was also willing to not get everything she wanted to stay with him. Do you know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah.
Because it's not like in this episode, there's the crazy storyline with Stanford where she goes to meet his mother, which I had not really remembered. Oh, that's
great.
It's so good. Oh, also when they go to the ballet, which, Sarah Jessica loves the ballet so much. Yep. And now she's chairperson of the ballet committee and does this incredible fundraiser every year and raises so much money for the New York City Ballet. And we and just like that, film at the ballet this year, which was incredible. Yeah. And we spent so much money doing it.
Yep.
But we wanted to have that iconic
pretty awesome
New York situation. But to see she and Willie walking around Lincoln Center in the night and she twirls. It's incredible. Yeah. It's incredible. And way back then in 1998, we did that. Like, it's amazing the kind of footprint of what would come in a much more kind of fully developed way later.
And in the settling situation, even though they're close friends and they love each other, there's the idea of them getting married.
Right.
And Stanford's like, why not?
Because he would get his inheritance.
And he would get his inheritance. And they both
He doesn't
benefit.
realize. Right. And he would be fine with her being with Big because he's gay.
He's gay.
Right. And it kind of makes sense. And she's like, maybe this does make sense.
And then his aunt, is it his aunt?
It's his mom.
It's his mom.
Yes.
That's his mother.
You got to meet Willie Stanford's mom.
And she says, he's a
fruit.
He's a fruit.
She says.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she realizes that he's not going to get the inheritance. Yeah. So it's really not going to work. The plan's not going to work. But it is super interesting. I had not really rememred that, whole moment. Yeah. I liked it too. And Stanford's like so sweet and like vulnerable. Gosh. And do you remember when he puts an ad in the paper? Because we didn't have dating apps. And he basically says, oh my God, Ed Harris type.
Yeah.
And Ed Harris type.
And which is what you said to me when
is that what
first
I say?
met. He said, he looks like Ed Harris. And then I say to you, Ed Harris? How about Ed, I have no Harris? Yeah.
And then this guy walks up to him on the street and is like, this is not going to happen.
I know. He's waiting on the corner.
Oh, it hurt me.
Someone. Yeah.
And his little face.
Welcome to the gay world. Yep.
Oh my gosh. Brutal. That little sad face. Yep. Oh.
Very sad.
It just broke my little heart. Oh.
Yep.
Okay, then there's the insanity of the rabbit, which really goes on for quite some
your addiction
time.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and then the like Charlotte's version of lying is really funny. Like, oh, I know I'm supposed to come out with you to go to the gallery, but something came up.
But then they finally were like, this
I know,
bullshit,
which is
and they
really,
break
really
down
cute.
your door.
Really, really cute. So cute. I love them breaking down my door and taking care of me. It's so cute.
Love it.
It's so cute. And then I say that I think I broke my vagina.
That's right.
Wow.
That was shocking to hear.
Was it?
Yes.
Was it?
Yeah. Knowing what your character became, it's like, wow. And the fact that you're the one that got addicted to this thing. That whole thing is just.
But that was them
a nice
trying
surprise,
to
and it's funny.
Yes, exactly. I agree. And they were trying to figure out like what can we do that you don't see coming You know what I'm saying? With her. And I was just trying to pull it off so that they weren't like, get rid of her. I'm serious. It was on my mind. I was scared. I was very scared for most of it. So I'm just like, how can I make this? And also I've been in acting class for so long, right? So I'm just trying to make everything as real as I possibly can. Do you know what I mean? But it's really cute when they come over. I love it very, very much. I love it. And I really want to watch it again. That's how cute it was. Because it seems like we're in high school.
Yeah.
There's like a weird
really good
quality.
episode. And I remember when I saw it about a month ago, I was like, this is a really good episode. And
did you? You thought that?
I
because
did think
I
that.
just thought the whole first season
I remembered it.
Which is crazy. See, I thought that the rabbit episode would have been later. Like I remember things from it, but I don't remember them in order.
I was surprised it was the episode when I started rewatching it again.
Yeah.
The other day, because I was like, wait, I just saw this. And this was from the first season?
Totally.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep.
That's why Cynthia always told me that the first season was good. And I was like, no.
No,
she's
good.
right. She's 100% right. Okay, so we're back. We're with Big. Carrie tells Big that she got a proposal. She's smoking in bed.
Oh, yes.
Which is hysterical.
Yep.
Isn't it funny to watch her smoking?
Oh, yeah.
Right? And like almost blows the...
yeah, she blows it up.
I know,
so
but
it's not in his face.
And then he does
she's
a ring.
on his chest.
Do you remember when he does a smoke ring? I remember that. He was like very proud of himself that he did a smoke ring. Okay, wait. This is the intervention. Now we're back to Samantha with the turtle, which again, so adorable and sweet. And he's sweet.
Yeah, he is.
I kind of feel bad for him, right? Oh, wait. It's Stanford's grandmother.
Yeah,
not
that's
his mother.
It is his grandmother.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Because I was going to say, we really don't see anyone's parents.
No.
It's his grandmother who has the money.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Then we're back. Now, this scene really, really killed me because there's so many future callbacks to this scene where Big is making sauce.
Okay.
And giving her the spoon.
Yes.
Right?
Well, being Italian, I had issues. Recipe-wise.
You had some issues.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear.
Well, he was like, you brown the onion and you brown the garlic and then you throw in the onion. I'm like, no, opposite. You brown the onion and then you throw in the garlic quickly and then you throw your sauce in and then you cook it. I just made it the other day. That's all I do is make sauce.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so that was wrong. The
but
recipe
do you
was
remember
wrong.
how many times throughout the years they've done this?
That they made sauce. That they made sauce
and he
together.
gives her a spoon,
Yeah.
like in the movie.
Yes.
They do it in their beautiful apartment. I know it kind of broke
That's
my
something
heart.
couples do too, you know.
It's adorable.
Yes,
I know, but
beautiful.
it's also like that's the him that I like.
Yes.
You know, like then I'm like this I can see.
Well, there had to be a certain thing about him, even at the very beginning, that you rooted for and was hoping for that change and for that connection and for ultimately that marriage. So, you know.
But see, there are fans who would say that they were not hoping for that
sure.
marriage. And there are fans who would say that they were on Aiden, not Big.
Yeah,
too.
oh, yes.
You know what I mean? So
there was
not
always
everyone.
a split.
Right. But for sure, I mean, the writers definitely, it was like the central storyline for her, right?
Yep.
Too big or not too big, you know, right? Do you know what I mean?
But yeah,
wasn't it?
They were, the sauce thing.
I love that scene.
Yeah, it's
I thought it was a great scene.
Yeah.
And she basically says, you know, this other marriage proposal I got is not gonna work out. And then she says that she does want to get married someday.
Yeah.
And when you think about that, this is season 1, and they're having this conversation, and how many years of show and then movies would go on for this to get worked out.
Yeah.
But I also think it's very real.
Yes.
I mean.
And also when they're in bed together and she's like trying to be all cocky,
cool.
like, we're going to get married. And yeah, I got a proposal today. And then he said Stanford and he knew, he was like, isn't he gay?
Uh-huh.
She's like, yeah. And so the cockiness kind of flips back to him like, I got nothing to worry about.
But isn't that kind of their thing?
It's great.
Right?
Yeah,
Because like, do you remember early on when he's kind of evaded her, wherever they're supposed to get together, they didn't get together, and she sees him on the street and she leans over and tells him the word of the crossword puzzle?
Yeah.
Like, it's nice how they like trade power.
And they do.
Right. And that's the saving grace of it all, right? If it was just him being aloof the whole time, boo.
No.
But they trade back and forth. But this scene in particular, I felt like at least we're seeing the potential of him, the potential of their relationship, the potential of him being nice to her. Like he holds her and kisses her at the end and is kind of reassuring to her, even though he doesn't say, oh, yes, I do want to get married. He doesn't say that.
No, he doesn't.
But his actions are more like caretaking and make her feel, you know, good, which is interesting. blah, 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 settling. And then I got the paper in front of me. Yes, the theme is settling, which I think is obviously a fantastic theme and still incredibly relevant. But we don't get a solution. Of course, we don't get a solution. How could we get a solution to that?
The series has to go on.
And also, this is still a question in society. Like, what's more important to you? Security, right? The security of a relationship or not settling? Well, sometimes that's the choice.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
People do both.
It's true.
Plenty of people that do both. And they either settle, and they settle because there's money and power involved. And, yeah, I don't, let me tell you something. I always said this. What's going to be on my gravestone?
What?
I can buy the whore. I can't be one.
Wow. I do not think that you should put that on your gravestone.
No, I would never.
Okay.
But but metaphorically, what I mean is, I don't care how much money you have.
Totally.
I'm not going to be with you for money.
Yeah, I am 100% with you.
I mean, I'll buy my suite at the De Russi in Rome. I'll buy this, but I'll buy a car to get me some.
You're hysterical.
But I was like, I'll be fine. I'm the one that's going to have the money.
Well, I agree. Fine. That's my motto as well.
That's how you do it.
Yes.
And I would never marry someone.
I know,
money.
Right?
I don't understand it.
I know. I don't understand it either. And the thing that I think is really dangerous about it is if you're a young woman like Charlotte, right? And I mean, the thing that I do love about Charlotte, though, is first season, she talks about the gallery every single episode, which I love. Like, work is important to her, which I really love, and I had forgotten.
Yes.
Like, most of her arcs, it's mentioned, work. And then more so it comes back. Thank goodness. So it's not like she's like, I don't want to work, though later, obviously, there's a time when she doesn't work, and the girls are like, you're not even working. Do you remember this later on? Anyway, I think that the mistake that, mentally relying on someone else financially when you're young is a mistake. It's a mistake that people very commonly make because you have to get those skills yourself.
And they go through
so
life
that you'll be okay.
That. Yeah.
Right. But sometimes you can't rely on those other people. No. And then you're left high and dry and it's way stressful.
Or you're miserable sticking around.
Exactly. Which seems like a nightmare.
Yeah. And then you have kids.
I feel like the problem is the relying on, right? Like you can get married, you can settle, you can do all the different things. Just don't rely on them. Like keep your own bank account.
Yes. Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. It's important.
See, and Jerry and I feel the same way about
You do?
That. Oh yeah, we're very, look, we have our money, but we're separate with things too.
That's
in
good.
That way. And yeah, look, there's times he made more money than me, and times I made more money than him, and that's just you just rely on each other. It went back and forth, which is a very healthy thing.
I think that's a very healthy thing. And also because that means the power is evenly distributed in a relationship.
It is.
Right?
Yep.
All right, Mario, you're amazing. I'm just looking at my papers. I think we've done it.
And there's even power in like Jerry and I working together.
Yes.
When I did my one-man show on Broadway, he wrote all my music. He writes my music for me.
But that's amazing that you can do that.
We work together.
Not everyone can do that.
We've done shows together. We advise each other. It is a real balance of power.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And we love each other. We scare each other a little bit, because we're both strict sometimes with things. And
interesting.
We're both control freaks, I think.
Wow.
But not in a horrible way. Not in a way where it rips apart our relationship.
Well, thank God. That's good.
I just want to know he's safe and okay.
Of course.
That's all. And healthy.
For sure.
Because we're getting older and, I think about life and I just do.
We all do.
Yeah.
We all do.
Yeah,
I do.
And that's what I love about it just like that is everybody's older. And
we are older.
Everyone has changed in some way.
Yeah.
And, the audience loves some of it and hates some of it. And but it's like, too bad. This is life. You accept these changes and Anthony has changed.
That's
when I first said to Michael, when I had the hot fellas, I was like, so I'm going to be messing around with these. She said, no. He said, no. Because you don't where you eat. He said, you've evolved. You're the one that doesn't do that anymore. Which
great.
Is why when you find out in the second season that I only hired straight men.
Oh, so right. I forgot.
I could not do that. And then I find out that Giuseppe is gay and I'm like, you're fired.
Oh my God, I forgot. Yes.
You're fired, and then
I like that.
He quits and we get together. So I love that about
Me
Anthony,
too.
that he's evolved that way.
Well, if we haven't evolved at all, how boring.
How boring.
That's not real.
Yep.
That's not real at all.
That's not real.
I know. And I know there's
and
mixed
you
feelings,
have done
but I don't care.
Can I just don't
Tell me?
Don't say anything. Just shut up for a second.
I'll try.
And just hear it. And I said this to you, but the amount of people that think you are so magnificent in this iteration of the show, and how fucking hilarious you are. You are really divinely funny.
Thank you, baby.
Divinely funny.
Thank you.
And your drunken stuff, that whole monologue to Harry during the hangover, about what he does.
Yeah.
I mean, your work on this is.
Thank you. I'm just lucky to have Michael Patrick writing for me.
I am too. I'm lucky to have you as my partner.
And I'm lucky to have you.
You're my first and original partner on the show.
You're my first
and we're still
original.
Very close friends, even though the kids take you away from me sometimes. And I've said that Charlotte's up to her ass in kid shit.
I know. I'm sorry.
That's
I'm very sorry.
It's okay.
Thank you for being with us,
I love you
babe.
very much.
I love you very much.
This was great. Thanks for finally asking me.